Sup gamers, I'm GP, and I just got scammed out of $40. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm talking about this video, right? Wrong. My chips got stuck in the vending machine, and after 40 tries, they were sitting there laughing at me. But that's not the topic of this video. The topic of this video is Jojo Siwa's brand new video game, Jojo Siwa's Worldwide Party. Now, if you haven't heard of this game, you'd be in the majority because I hadn't either. The only reason I did hear about it is because it popped up in my PS4's most recommended for like games coming out this year because they have nothing else to show. And I'm not making this up. The game's currently out on PS, Xbox, and Switch for the low price of $40. Now, you're thinking, GP, I could buy Cuphead for half that price. Why should I buy this game? Well, in this game, you go on a worldwide party with Jojo Siwa, like the game says. So that's cool. You don't do that in Cuphead. So, enjoy the video.
I don't really care about what they say. I'ma come back like a boomerang. Won't let the haters get their way. I'ma come back like a boomerang.
The game starts how every cinematic masterpiece begins. We're first introduced to the main characters that'll be taking us on this breathtaking adventure. The main characters of this story are Jojo Siwa and Bobo. Who's Bobo? Well, I'm glad you asked, because they don't explain that at all. Now, that's not a dig to them. I'm assuming every Jojo Siwa fan playing this game would know who Bobo is. She's Jojo's pet dog who wears bows. The name's kind of clever. The next part of any good story is a goal, one that the protagonist shoots to achieve. The protagonist's goal in Jojo Siwa's Worldwide Party is to host a worldwide party. Yeah, and you're invited because it's a worldwide party. However, not all is well because just like any great story, something goes wrong. That's right, her pet dog Bobo is missing. Jojo is obviously distraught about it, but she says the show must continue and completely forgets about her dog for pretty much the rest of the entire game. In fact, I don't think she ever cared Bobo was missing in the first place. Not caring about her missing dog, she proceeds with her original goal, which is to host a worldwide party. But for that to be achieved, she needs to invite everyone. So we take a stop at the first land, Dreamland. In Dreamland, we are introduced to our first non-main character, Starry, who's obviously starstruck. Duh, I'm so funny. Oh my god, I came up with that one myself. Okay, that was pretty good. Yeah. This is made clear for the simple fact that she doesn't stop admiring Jojo Siwa for the entirety of her character. We get it. It's Jojo Siwa. Next, Jojo Siwa invites Starry to her worldwide party because she's inviting everyone. It's a worldwide party, and as conversations go back and forth, or I've been told, I don't really get into a lot of conversations, Starry invites Jojo Siwa to go see Dreamland cities. Jojo, clearly appreciative, accepts Starry's offer, offering herself to host a concert for Dreamland's fine citizens. Starry, being a borderline stalker, is in awe and notifies everyone in town. Starry does this by just shouting it. When Starry does it, everyone gets excited, but when I do it, I get the cops called at me for public nudity. How unfair. The conversation is then ended by saying Dreamland will find a special gift for Jojo at her upcoming concert. Then, after waiting for the longest loading screen I think I have ever waited for, it was 5 seconds. It was really hard. I finally got to play the tutorial. Now, getting to play the tutorial, here's my gameplay review. The first level, aka the tutorial, explains everything fine. It's a rhythmic game, and you gotta click the buttons to the beat. The first level, it's this sort of instrumental version of one of Jojo Siwa's songs, playing the same 6 background notes over the span of 3.5 minutes. The first real red flag that stuck out to me playing this is Well, there's no hit sounds. Some obstacles you've got to break through, and part of the satisfaction with that should be a satisfying bang every time your character connects with that obstacle. But there's just none of that. There's nothing. Hey coders, I hear the bow sound effect, when I pick up all 89 of them. Yeah, why don't you do that for everything else? It is a $40 game, but there's just none of that. It would just seem kind of, I don't know, in the package. This may seem like an issue I'm blowing out of proportions, but I believe it's very fair. An auditory connection between your button press and what's happening on screen not only rewards you when you smack through objects, but it also lets you know when you're a little offbeat and allows you to correct for that. It's such a useful tool that when you don't have it, it's really hard to tell if you're on or off beat, which is my next problem with this game. The beat, it might be a little controversial to say, but this game might be a little bit offbeat. Just kidding, it's very offbeat. Let's take this one for example. Now, there's two spots where this song could be intending you to hit, but one's louder, so I'm going with that one. Thankfully, there's a neat little sign here to let me know that this is where I'm supposed to hit. She lays her first foot down at that pad at 5:38:01 in my editing software. And get this, the area of the song emphasizing the click is at 5:38:16. Now, if you've been doing math, I haven't, that's why I used a calculator. That is 150 milliseconds off. 150 milliseconds may not seem like a lot. I mean, that's 0.15 seconds. How bad could it really be? I'm not sure how other rhythm games are. Frankly, I'm not a rhythm game fanatic. I frankly only play OS, and I only play that very casually. But I am creating a map on OS, and so with that, I've learned a lot about what is okay and what is not okay. But one of the mistakes I learned along the way was that if notes are offbeat a little bit, they are illegible for ranking because I missed a note that was 5 milliseconds off and someone was kind enough to let me know. Now, if you've been paying attention, 5 milliseconds is quite a bit smaller than 150 milliseconds. In fact, that's 30 times smaller. That's 30 times smaller. That is a big no-no for my game. That is free, and I'm doing mine for free. Your game costs $40 and mine is free. I'm doing mine for free. You are doing it as a paid job. And yet, your margin of error is 30 times larger than what is allowed for my game. Now, to the person timing the level's credit, it's not fair to 100% put the blame on them. With that situation I just showed you, the objects are maybe off on the timeline by 20 or 30 milliseconds. Still large, but not 150 milliseconds large. You may be asking where the extra 120 to 30 milliseconds went, and well, that's the time Jojo Siwa actually takes to jump after you tell her to. She's one you'd say walks to the beat of her own drum, including when you're controlling her in a video game. My last big complaint about the level creation of just the first level, that's right, we're still on the first level, are these stupid platform obstacles. They don't look that bad at first glance, and frankly, it's impossible to see how bad they actually are unless you deal with them through the entire game, which you do. These platforms, I like to call them Donkey Kong platforms. I call them that because my uncle invited me over to play the new installment of the series, Donkey Kong Country 2. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's scheduled to launch by the end of 1995 for the Nintendo Super NES. Yeah, we were playing it. We're actually the beta testers. You are all gonna love this game. However, I kept getting frustrated. There was this quite difficult jump, and I kept making the jump, but I just kept falling through, even if my character on screen landed on the platform. It's almost like in the coding, the platform's edges were a little off from what they were visually.
Keep shining bright. Be happy.
I hit.
Follow your
Excuse
dreams.
me? This game clearly has the same stupid issue. You'll land on the platform and take damage because you didn't land far enough on the platform. With Donkey Kong, I'll excuse it. The game's older than me. It's ancient. Its 27th birthday is coming up. And guess what? I'm hosting a worldwide party for it. And you're invited. But with Jojo Siwa's worldwide party, I can't excuse it. The game came out in 2022 and is having these issues that I wrongfully assumed were gone by the year I was born. On top of that, 1995 Donkey Kong runs smoother. We're quite literally downgrading. It feels like a mobile game. I paid $40. I paid $40. I'll never get those back. I will never get those $40 back. But before I lose the 2 viewers I have left, let's move on. After playing this far drawn out level and shamefully dying once on it, I beat the level and reached the end goal, being awarded with a cute costume. Oh, what's this? They're showing my high score. I can't wait to get 5 stars. Listen here, you piece of shit. You're gonna give me those 5 stars. You're gonna give me them right now, or else I'm not playing this shit. I'm not doing this. You're gonna have to find someone else to play your worldwide party. Oh, the next level started. Now, with the second level, there's not a lot different. In fact, the beat's the exact same. You play through this same beat again, except while the first one was an instrumental, the second one was the real deal.
Living the dream. You can do it if you see it, if you see it. Come in my world. Feel the music.
We're actually doing what the game promised. We're listening to a Jojo Siwa song rather than just some instrumental of one, which I thought was a kind of weird choice. Now, that's what the game promised, so that's kind of what I was expecting going into it, rather than these crappy instrumentals that are kind of boring. And as far as Jojo Siwa's music goes, because I hadn't heard her music until buying this game, her music is actually kind of catchy. Now, her music's not comparable to someone like NF rapping about heavy topics like depression and suicide. She's frankly just singing the same chorus about how you yourself can achieve your goals. But it's not really fair to shit on her music when Ed Sheeran makes his 98th album talking about his 104th true love. Frankly, I think she sounds good. I actually like her singing voice, and her songs were actually the saving grace of this game. I know it's weird to say, but you see it time and time again where the guy is annoying and his song is annoying and his name is Jake Paul. But unlike everything he releases, I have no hate towards Jojo Siwa or her music. What I do hate is this game, so let's get back to that. After flawlessly smashing the second level, I selected play on the third level, and from this point on, it only gets worse from here on out. It does this weird broken record thing that just absolutely irritates you at the start of every single level. It's what I believe hell sounds like, actually. It reminds me of the old PS2 days where I'd play a game and 30 minutes later it'd lock up, that glunka 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 sound as I throw my controller down in a raging panic as I try to desperately get my game back. Yeah, it reminds me of that trauma. Thanks for bringing back my battle scars, Jojo Siwa. Wanting to prove I can get past my fears, scars that haunt my past, I was determined to smash through the rest of this game, and I knew I had the attention span that if they upgraded each and every level, even slightly in the vocals, I would soar through this game. They didn't do that. Apart from her vocals kicking in 5 seconds earlier, it's the exact same level. So I really don't have any commentary for it, so let's just move on to the boss fight of this world. Yeah, you heard that right. Boss fight. It's not really a boss fight. It's just very different from the rest of the levels, so I just call it the boss fight because it's easier. Now, with most games, the boss fight means the last level in the world, and if you've been counting, this is level 4. You'd be correct. This is the last level of the world. There is 10 worlds in this game, and most worlds have 4 levels, so that's about $40. So if I do math and I carry the 1 and there's $40 and there's 40 levels, it's about $1 a level. I guess it could be worse. If this was Jake Paul's game, there'd probably only be 20 levels, but still pretty bad. So, the boss fight with this world is a concert we promised Starry we'd throw for them. It doesn't function the same as the other levels, and what I mean by that is it doesn't involve running or jumping. It's just your tried and true music notes go down escalator, and you hit button when it enters circle. The way it's different from your average rhythm game is instead of a 100 combo song, it's a 10-10 combo song. And what I mean by that is it spawns 10 notes, you clear them, and you get a 10 hit combo, which gives you a 1 combo. Then you get another 10 hit combo and it gives you a 2 combo. And then you have a 6 hit combo, which gives you a 3 combo. And then you have a 4 combo and then a 5 combo. And then you get 6 notes and then you get a 6 combo. But then when you kill a 7 notes, you don't have a 7 combo because you already got that. You're at an 8 hit combo. They made this very easy to explain by calling them both combos. I also use the word combo very loosely because, well, I think it'd be just easier to show you.
Oh, 1 out of 1 combo. Let's go. What do you mean? 1 out of 1 combo.
Yeah, I don't think they know what the word combo means. It's why in games like Streets of Rage, if you hit an enemy, it doesn't say one hit combo. It's because one hit isn't a combo. The combo counter only counts when you hit the second enemy because that's a combo. Obviously, every note wasn't a one hit combo, but even the final level of the entire game had a one hit combo, which is just absurd. After successfully clearing a combo, she does a little dance move before throwing you right back into another combo. This repeats until you've gone through all 18 or 19 combos, which is about the average amount of combos these types of levels had. She thanks the crowd, saying she'll see us at the worldwide party. And then we move on to the next world. The second world is Circus Land, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, so I'll go through this a little bit quicker. They basically just copied the text of the first world for worlds 2 and 3 and 4 and 7 and 9. Jojo Siwa shows up, invites them to the worldwide party. They want her to check out her city. She does, she throws a concert, blah, blah, blah. Level 2-1 is basically the same as 1-1 and 3-1 and 4-1 and 7-1 and 9-1. Here's how worlds work. Level 1 is the instrumental. A new instrumental, it's not the same. Every world has its own song assigned to that, and with that, an instrumental version too. The second level is when they add vocals to the song. It truly becomes a JoJo song. Level 3, I won't spoil too much about. They don't always have these levels, but if they do, they're different and unusual. And going forward, I may choose to highlight some of these levels for better or for worse. Some of them really suck. And then you've seen the final level. It's the concert. They don't really change much. In fact, they change nothing, which is why, for some reason, everyone watching these concerts are from Dreamland, even if we aren't in Dreamland. I guess you really do have to DREAM just to get here, because clearly no one else can get tickets. The one big innovation with the second world are these stacks of balls. These stacks of balls are one of these few objects in the entire game that actually do have sound effects. They're not the best sound effects, but they're sound effects, so I'll give them that.
Those are everything.
Now, the problem with these balls is they truly showcase how off of the beat these obstacles truly are. Like, I was not sure before, but they do not care. The special level in this world, 2-3, was completely normal, so I'm gonna skip to the concert. It was at this concert that I realized that unlike the non-concert levels, which are almost to the beat but are missing a little hya, the concerts don't have any of that. What I mean by that is it doesn't matter if the song you're clicking to is 110 BPM or 180 BPM. You're always clicking to about 140-ish BPM regardless of the song's original BPM. I don't know the exact BPM. In fact, I don't think they even stick to one single BPM. I think they just place it on the timeline randomly how they think is okay and leave it that way. By the third world, I was losing a bit of my sanity, but only a bit. Apart from changing the background and the PNG of the objects, they actually do innovate the third world. Level 3-3, rather than running, you are on a jet ski. The main difference with this level is the jet ski has much more range for smacking over the objects, because it's a fucking jet ski. Oddly enough, this level is actually more to the beat than most of the other levels, so I'll give them that, but that's pretty much all for World 3. After this, we're introduced to World 4, also known as Bobo Land. We're introduced to Bobo, who owns this land, and it's named after her. She was gone for like 3 days, and this island is named after her. I mean, China's been trying to do that with Taiwan for how long now, but Bobo does it in like a few days. Okay, game, this is getting a bit unrealistic now. We gotta tone it back. In World 4, you play as Bobo, and what you need to know about Bobo is she's a piece of shit. If you need to jump or duck with Bobo, you just jump normal, exactly as you had to with Jojo Siwa. But with punching, the hitbox is about a foot in front of the dog because everything else has worked perfectly fine up till this point, so they had to screw it up here. Besides playing as Bobo for 2 levels, there's this third abnormal level in the fourth world. You play as a dog flying a jet because that's what I was paying for when I bought this game. Now, the innovations with these types of levels, which I believe there's 3 of them in the entire game. The first innovation is the range. Like, the jet ski was long. This one's so long. Like, it is an absolutely insane range. This thing is getting a nerf in the next patch for sure. The second is that when you go up, you actually go up a level, and when you go down, you actually go down a level, but only when the game lets you to, so it functions almost identically. By the end of the fourth world, I realized that not many people had played this game. It's changed a bit since I've uploaded, seeing as I was sick 10 days between recording and uploading. But at the time of the recording, every achievement I got went up 12.5%, which is one of 8 people. By the end of it, I was the 3rd platinum, with 4th place not even being in the 4th world yet. I had 3 hours of gameplay and it was 3 days in. Now, I want to touch on the 3 hours of gameplay real quick because this game costed me $40, about $13 an hour, which is more money than some people in America make hourly to play this stupid fucking game.
It's gonna be rough for me to leave you puppies. Get it? Rough? Like a dog? But I gotta get going. I'll see you at the World Party.
Like the puppy sound? Like, oh my god, I didn't get it. That's so funny.
So yeah, it was safe to assume I was losing my sanity by this point, and I think you are too, so I'll speed up even more. World 5 adds nothing, the only introduction is in 5-3. You run up and down hills rather than a straight surface. This doesn't change anything mechanically, only visually. After beating World 5, I got off to go to bed because it was 3 a.m. I had been playing the game since 1. Waking up at 1 a.m. the following day, I get 22 hours of sleep a day. I think it's because I'm growing or something. Anyway, feeling refreshed, I decided to crack out the final 5 worlds of this game. I don't really have a lot to say about worlds 6 through 9, so I decided to pick one word to describe each world. World 6 is minecart because there's a minecart level that functions the same as the jet ski level. World 7 is moon because you leave the world, but it's a worldwide party, but that doesn't stop you from leaving the world and going to the moon, I guess. World 8 is 3 because there's only 3 levels instead of 4 for some reason. Level 9 is Dilf. I know you're confused. I'll just show the clip. I was at the farm getting some milk where I saw a big Dilf. I'm good at this song thing.
Bows are everything.
I'm so fucking dumb. It's not my fault. You can't blame me for being brain dead when I'm playing World 9 of Jojo Siwa's Worldwide Party, okay? Leave me alone. After persevering through 9 worlds, inviting all the friends we made along the way, it was time for the final world, the Worldwide Party. Everyone knows that with the last world, you really go all out and put every new and old trick into the most amazing world, really bringing it back to the fans to solidify that bond of creator and gamer. They do the opposite. The final world that they've been building up to this entire game is 2 levels long. There's hidden worlds in Donkey Kong that have more levels than this final world. We only have 2 levels. Only 2. That's kind of shitty, honestly, as the last world, but like, I'm not complaining. Okay? I'm happy. I only gotta play 2 more levels? Hell yeah! I'm assuming you're curious how they structured it if there's only 2 levels, as I propose this 4-level per world system. Level 1 is her song, and level 2 is also her song. The first level you walk to her song, and the second you host the concert. Now, for what it's worth, level 10-1 is very deserving of its place. It's a pretty close to the beat level, and definitely the most difficult level in the game. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I failed 4 times on this level. You fail when you run into 4 objects before reaching a checkpoint, so I made 16 mistakes. 19 if you count the 1 health I had at the end of the level. I barely cleared it, okay? Level 10-2, I don't really have a lot negative nor positive to say about it. The level's fine. It's a bit better than most of the other concert levels. I will say it does give off that last level vibe. They did that well. I will say I was awarded a platinum trophy after beating this game, so that was really cool that they did that with this game. So that's cool.
I only failed 6. That's a 25% failure rate. Hell yeah. Worldwide party. Damn right. I'm a gamer. I beat this game not first, not second, but third. Hell yeah.
After beating the final level of the game, Jojo Siwa announces to the crowd how much fun this adventure has been and thanks the crowd, calling them suckers for spending $40 on this stupid game. She didn't do that last thing. I lied. That's just how I felt. What she did do is say she couldn't wait to tell her mom about this adventure we went on, and I couldn't either, which is why I paused the game to tell her. Mom, I went on a worldwide tour with Jojo Siwa. Yeah, it was great. She said she was going to tell her mom about it, so I did the same.
Nice.
Yeah. Jojo Siwa then goes down the list, listing each world we visited and something special it taught her along the way. My favorite of these is her furry friends taught her to slay all day, but never forget to play. You think I made that up, but I didn't. I read that directly from the recording software I recorded from. Another one I absolutely love is the last one. Her jellies taught her an awesome new jelly jiggle move. Now, if there is a less sexual way to word that for a kid's game, they didn't put it in because that's what they used. She then says, "Peace out, Seaminators," and the credits roll. I mean, the Seaminators, the Seaminators, the credits roll. I got it was upside down. So yeah, that was Jojo Siwa's worldwide party. Before we end the video, I guess I'm just a bit confused. It's not about its price or anything to do with its gameplay or lack of it, therefore. My main question is, why is it on console? Well, it's not a diss. Let me run you through my thought process. Okay, you're a 9-year-old little girl and your favorite YouTuber, Jojo Siwa, says she's released a brand new video game and it's just perfect. You're dying to play it. Okay, we on the same track? Cool. Now what are you watching Jojo Siwa on? If you're like me, you probably said iPad or mommy's iPhone, and those are both correct. Maybe Jojo Siwa fans are watching her on the TV, but most are watching her on their iPhone or iPad. That's just what kids watch YouTubers on these days. So why would you put a game for a group of kids that aren't gamers on a game console they likely do not own? I don't have a problem with it. It's just a missed opportunity. I'm going to say this loud and clear. This game isn't available on mobile, or at least iPhone. I don't have an Android, I have an iPhone. While checking for this video, they actually have a Jojo Siwa game on mobile that actually did pretty well. It had 53,000 reviews, most of which were positive. I just don't see why you'd abandon that for an aggressive $40 price tag on a system they likely don't have. I mean, 2 weeks after release, it's got like 30 downloads. At least trophy percentages indicate that, so they made $1,200 for a game. Why not just charge $5 in the App Store, or better yet, make it free and charge for costumes? And then maybe after it does well, shoot for consoles, instead of shooting for consoles first and charging $40 a pop only to get 30 suckers. It's just a missed opportunity and a waste of development. Additionally, I think gameplay like this is tolerable on mobile, especially if it's free or $5. But for a $40 console game, it's not really excusable. But besides that, that's all I really have to say on this topic. I'd like to shout out Drew Gooden, whose content really inspired this entire video. And if anyone watching has a suggestion for a bad video game you'd like me to play, don't be afraid to put them in the comments. I don't know. I like playing bad video games. They have their own sort of charm, unfairly they do. But yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to share this video with someone who may enjoy it, then you've made both of us happy. But besides that, have a nice day. Goodbye. Non-stop until the end of the level, which we do stop at because it has stopped, but it doesn't stop because it's non-stop.